guys, what's up? Today we're recording another video. I know, but this time we're going to react. I know I keep on ending every video, but it's going to be a long video. And we're going to react to horror.
There's a spider on my ceiling.
So... What the heck is that one? No. Yeah. Reacting to the story. Yeah, turn this thing off. Turn it off right now. There. This is a scary scene.
Tucked nicely. The PA system crackled to life on a Thursday during second period in my junior year of high school. The familiar tones of the recorded voice filled my classroom.
Lockdown. Locks. Lights out of sight. Lockdown.
First of all, how is this scary, guys? Like, it's just a normal day in school.
Someone did something.
And second, how can people talk from that? It's very weird. That can't happen in my school.
Locks. Lights out of sight.
The words kept repeating as Mrs. Danbury paused at the board
Scary
and looked up
videos.
at the speaker in the corner of the room.
That teacher looks
You all
nice.
know what to do, she said, rushing toward the classroom door
That's
to
my
shut
brother's
and
phone.
lock
Dad,
it.
can you get away?
Nervous chatter went up among the
It
students
doesn't record my
as we
phone. You
rose
can't do
from our
anything.
desks and moved
She
into
wouldn't.
position
No, I mean,
against the
but
wall.
it could hear you.
Is this
Shut up! That was George's scoop having this. I hate you.
must be? I said. They'd tell us if it was
What's
just a
it?
drill.
What's it?
On the stairs is two toys, isn't there?
The sound of helicopter rotors was faintly audible.
He made a big line of toys, but he was showing us. What are you doing?
I'm going to my room.
What are you doing? You're being antisocial,
I'm
aren't
making another video.
you? Go on then.
Guys, I'm back.
The recorded voice of the
Stupid
lockdown
idiots.
board, and the noise grew louder as we sat there in the dark classroom. After a few moments, it sounded like the helicopter was right over the school.
What
A
helicopter?
full minute passed before the helicopter moved again, the noise making it sound like it was going in circles above the campus. A loud bang, like a door flying open, sounded outside. Someone yelled in the hall, a sound that was quickly replaced by automatic gunfire.
Oh,
I slammed my hands over my ears, along with many other students. Some of the girls, and even a few of the boys, covered their mouths as they cried out softly. More gunfire erupted out in the hallway.
I'm watching now something called The Baby Sister.
Adam was a surprisingly well-behaved toddler.
Oh, sorry, guys. Last time we got rid of
It sounded as if there were 4 or 5 guns firing.
Oh my god.
An
I'm actually
inhuman
scared.
screeching sound pierced the air,
It is the morning.
making my eyes go
It is the
wide.
morning.
I looked over
No,
at
it's the
Mrs.
afternoon,
Danbury,
it's the afternoon.
whose face was drained of all color.
I'm scared.
She was the nearest to the door, the nearest to whatever the hell was going on in the hallway.
Oh.
The gunfire stopped,
What?
and I heard a man shout and then scream.
Oh, it's
His
terrifying.
wail of pain stopped abruptly with a loud, crashing bang.
Okay, I'm trapped in a... Well, I'm not trapped. But it's the afternoon. And I'm already scared. And I'm gonna poop my pants. So what's wrong with this stupid story?
I didn't have to see it to know that he'd been thrown into the lockers lining the hallway. The metallic bang was enough to tell me that. More gunfire sounded
the
outside,
hell?
and then more screaming.
Ew.
Then there was silence.
Good.
For several seconds, we all listened hard for anything outside.
There's
The recorded
not that much people in the school. In real school, there's billions of people.
voice was still going, and the helicopter was still faintly audible.
Helicopter?
The sound of running footsteps suddenly came to us from the hall. The footsteps stopped abruptly, and a terrible scream erupted just before the door to our classroom smashed in. A SWAT officer flew backward into the room and slammed into Mrs. Danbury's desk, which slid several feet from the impact. Cries of fear came from the students around me as they saw the soldier was missing an arm. He'd hit the desk with his mid-back and had come to rest at an angle that told us his spine was broken.
He looks like a
Once
girl.
the soldier came to rest, There was only silence from the hall. It went on for long enough that I was starting to think the danger had passed. Mrs. Danbury apparently thought the same thing, because she crawled toward the doorway where the smashed door was hanging open. I don't know what she was trying to do, but as soon as I saw her move toward the doorway, I wanted to tell her to stop. Still, I made no sound for fear of attracting whatever was outside, if there was anything there at all. She peeked her head around the door jamb to peer into the hall. Her left hand came up to her mouth, as if trying to keep herself from getting sick. She stood up and turned around to face us. "Okay, we need to move to another classroom," she said.
Why does the teacher sound like a girl?
The hall looks...
I mean a
A
boy.
long, blistered, red and black arm with a claw-like hand darted down from the ceiling outside the doorway and grabbed Mrs. Danbury by the neck, stopping her words. It yanked her out of the classroom before any of us knew what was happening. We heard a scream and a thump from outside. Then Mrs. Danbury appeared in the doorway again, only she didn't have any arms. Blood spewed from her massive wounds as she stepped into the room, looking back over her shoulder with a dazed look on her face.
I can see
What
the
she
big
saw
icon.
there
That's
snapped her
why
out of
I
it,
am
and she started running toward the wall of windows opposite the doorway. Fountains of blood poured out of her as she ran past her desk, screaming. A monstrous, scarred figure that looked like a badly burned mix between a bear and a baboon darted through the doorway after our teacher. It leapt, smashing into Mrs. Danbury just as she reached the window. The two of them tumbled out, falling to the ground just a few feet below. My teacher screamed once more outside before her vocalization stopped with a terrible rhythmic sound. All of us students stayed frozen against the wall, staring at the broken window, waiting for the thing to come back in. We should have run, but we didn't. It was all too much for us. Eventually, the gruesome sounds from outside stopped, but none of us were willing to risk standing up and moving toward the window to see what was
Is
happening.
that the first one?
Not
What
long
is the
after those
first
noises
one?
stopped, we heard a flurry of gunshots
the
from
first
far
one?
off, likely off the high school campus. Hearing those faraway shots
Come on, turn
snapped
this
me
off
out of
now.
shock. I stood up and moved slowly to the doorway. I looked out to see the hallway littered with dismembered bodies.
What's this? Oh, which one's too scary? Wait, I'm dumb. That's not what scary stuff. Yeah, guys, I don't know what to think because I've never done a video like this in my entire life. Saw that.
Can you sing me a song?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, 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 O, B, Q, I,
What
S,
the hell
Y,
is Stranger
and Z.
Things? What's this? I'm bored, guys. Don't know what to do. But you know what to do? No. This is only phone. What is this?
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Cringy Principal. Welcome to Back to School. The word of the day is subscribe. It's a W and a Y, 5.
Bye. Said bye. Bye.